Hey guys, Brett here, connecting from UbiCentral, and today I have some brand new details about Far Cry 4's main character, and I also have some new information about the Golden Path. So before we get started, if you guys would like to read the article for yourselves, it'll be in the description down below so you can do just that. With that said, let's jump into the new details. First, let's start off with Far Cry 4's main character, Ajay. We know Ajay was born in Kyrat and that his parents were important there for reasons initially unknown by him. When he was young, his mother brought him to the United States to escape Kyrat after something happened with his father, and he doesn't return to Kyrat until many years later. However, once he arrives in Kyrat, a land full of strangers, he finds he's not so strange to all of them after all. They know who he is, perhaps more so than he does himself. Alex Hutchinson then goes on to say he has no idea what he's getting into. We like the idea that at least in that moment, the player and the character are one. AJ is interesting because in a first-person game, you're caught in his challenging spot where you don't want to get in the player's way too much. You really want as much as possible to allow the player to feel like they inhabit this world. We like the characters being representations of the player. You usually have either people who don't know anything about you and they're threatening you, or people who have all this knowledge about you and you know all about them, and it just makes you as a player feel disconnected from them. We wanted to find this hopefully new sensation of people recognizing you and involving you in their story before you really know much about them. Now let's move on to the Golden Path. It's actually a rebel faction in Kyrat that AJ will eventually join in his fight against pagan men, but there will be different paths to take, different leaders to side with in the Golden Path, and that will change everything for AJ and Kyrat. Hutchinson then goes on to explain with the Golden Path what we want to achieve with this idea is that even though they're the good guys, they have different ambitions, so the player will be able to choose which leader of the Golden Path they're following. They both want to target pagan men, but how they do it, why they do it, and what the consequences will be radically different. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.